You're starting over, and whether that means you're moving or leaving a relationship or downsizing your apartment or stepping into a completely new chapter, there's going to be a moment where you look around at all of your stuff and think, how am I supposed to decide what to keep and what to get rid of? And that moment can feel so overwhelming and it feels emotional and even paralyzing. And I know because I'm standing in a mostly empty apartment right now after getting rid of almost everything I own. And I wanted to share the one question that helps you make those decisions without regret so that you can feel more at ease in your own process. This is what collected the things I'm still selling, but a few weeks ago, this pile was double the size and it still had all of my furniture. And in the beginning, I felt very conflicted with every single item. I would hold something and I would think, but I might need this later, or this costs a lot of money, or someone gave this. It was never just a yes or a no. It always was a whole negotiation. And some of the hardest moments weren't even about big stuff at all. Like my DVD collection. I knew I'd probably never watch them again. Everything's streaming now, and I haven't chosen a DVD over Netflix in years. But letting go of them was still weirdly emotional because they were tied to these old versions of me. They were my comfort watches and my favorite shows, whole eras of my life, really. And at first, I was ready to just donate them. But then someone offered to buy them, and somehow that made it even harder. The fact that somebody wanted them kind of made them feel more valuable, like maybe I should hold on to them after all. So I came back to the question that helped me let go of so much else. Does it belong in the life I'm building next? And when I really thought about it, it didn't. I couldn't picture my future self, a hopefully more present, more free, more focused version, spending time flipping through a massive DVD binder just to end up overwhelmed and watching nothing. That version of me is building something new, and I want to be creating and exploring and learning. And if I do want a comfort movie, I can stream it. And if I can't afford streaming one day, then it's probably time to be hustling and not watching Derby Dancing for the 100th time. That moment reminded me it's not really about the stuff. It's about the story behind it and whether it still belongs in the one you're writing next. And maybe you've been there too, surrounded by all of your stuff, trying to move forward, but feeling stuck in indecision. You keep picking things up and putting them down, and you're telling yourself that you'll decide later. But the reason it's so hard to decide isn't about the things, it's about what they hold. It's the version of you they belong to and the stories they carry and the fear of what it means to actually let them go. When you're starting over, it's not just about clearing space, it's about untangling who you were from who you're becoming. And that's why the usual decluttering advice doesn't always help when you're making a bigger life shift. Out of a 2-bedroom, 5-closet apartment, this is all that's coming with me. And what helped me get to this point was that one simple question: does this belong in the life I'm building next? Not, did this mean something to me once? Not, was this useful to me at some point? And definitely not, will I regret it later? But instead, is this part of who I'm becoming? Is this part of my next chapter? And when I started filtering everything through that one question, the decision got so much clearer. The fear that I had softened a little bit, and even though the process was still very emotional, started feeling more empowering rather than painful. By the way, not everything I'm keeping is super meaningful. Some things definitely aren't necessary, like my meowy Christmas mug, but I do picture my future self sipping from it and smiling, and that's enough. The point isn't to strip your life down to only what's useful or profound. It's just to make sure the things you bring with you, even the small or silly ones, feel like a yes to where you're headed. This space used to be full, and now it's nearly empty, but instead of feeling emptiness, I feel possibility. So if you're in the process of starting over and getting rid of your stuff, ask yourself that one question: does it belong in the life I'm building next? Doesn't make everything easy, but it helps you make sure what you're carrying matches where you're going. Also, I'm filming a full video soon on the do's and don'ts of how I sold nearly everything and how I made thousands doing it. So if you're in the middle of your own life reset and want some practical help and emotional support, hit subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.